is
Up
for Grabs, a podcast where three unfiltered friends talk about anything and everything. And now, here are your hosts, Tracy, Kim, and Rachel.
Welcome to Up for Grabs. I'm Rachel. I'm here with my friends Kim.
Hello.
And Tracy.
Hi.
Hi to both of you. Hope you're doing okay. Haven't talked to either or seen either of you in a couple of weeks. Have you missed me?
Okay. Yes, we did. Yes, of course.
Of course.
Good answer. Today on Up for Grabs, we're going to wrap up 2024. Basically because we all got our Spotify Wrapped. And that made me think of just the whole year Wrapped. Do you have any embarrassing music from your Spotify Wrapped that you'd like to confess to?
At the beginning of the year, I don't know when it was, when I got on this kick with my Michael Bublé, Jason Derulo, Spicy Margarita song.
Oh, no. I forgot about that.
And now when I listen to it, I'm like, I'm embarrassed that I ever stated that song was catchy because it's terrible. Just
Did
terrible.
it show up on your...
Okay.
Yeah, I don't even know if it did or not.
You're afraid to look at your Spotify
I really
Wrapped.
kind of am. I kind of am.
Tracy, was there anything on yours?
I didn't do it.
What?
I know.
Do you use Spotify?
A little bit. I use Apple Music more.
I use Apple more, but my girls did their rap. You know, like it's funny to see, like, you know, what the different...
Does Apple not do that?
Apple will...
I didn't get a notification.
You know, I don't ever feel like you see the end of year
They collect
Apple.
our money and give nothing in return.
Yeah, at least Spotify's free. So
Spotify's free and does that for you. So,
Yeah, because that's kind of fun to
yeah,
look back on and think, oh...
mine would be very like, it would be all over the board. I mean, I think I listen to everything. So
Especially, you and Jason Derulo's grandma might be the only two people that have been listening
listen to that.
to Jason
Yeah,
Derulo.
that was a fail, but
Okay. Well, today on Up for Grabs, we're gonna go over the big picture, like nationally, the year that was 2024. Maybe the 4 or 5 headlines that we thought were most interesting or most impactful, and then do our own personal year in review, which I think is helpful. Here's the thing that concerned me is that when I had to think of just personally for me what I did, I couldn't remember if something happened this past year or 2 years ago. Like, it's getting real foggy. Like,
I know
it scared me.
I agree.
I'm like, did this happen this year or was? And you know, then Rob would be like, no, it happened 2 years ago. I'm like, oh,
it all blurs.
It does.
So it was very hard for me to recap a year that I don't remember.
No, I agree. I was doing mine this afternoon when I was sitting at the kitchen table with my my youngest, and I was writing down certain things. She was like, "You lead a very boring life." I'm like, well,
and I actually had to go back through.
Not.
I mean, I don't think we do, but I mean, I guess it's just I don't have a lot of space.
Whoop, sorry.
I don't have a lot of space in there that of like out of the ordinary things.
Right, but life is full of
things
that aren't out of the ordinary.
I personally felt like I did enough. I mean, so I'm good.
Well, and so memories and issues. So I did actually go ahead and just pull up my pictures, and I started from whether they were dated.
That's what Mary did. That's a very good look through your pictures, and then that'll jog your memory.
Yeah, and so because I was like, was that eclipse this year or last? It was last, right?
No, it was
like
in
22.
April.
Of this year?
Yes. And I didn't believe Mary. I didn't. I'm like,
wait a minute. Time. I seriously thought it was 2 years ago.
Okay, then Mary is going to get in big trouble.
Oh, my God.
Okay.
But isn't this fun that I can't remember?
Maybe it is. Maybe she's right.
So you didn't write it down as one of the things that you remember?
No, I didn't.
It was this year because I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, it was April 8th.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I knew that because that was my sister's birthday.
Yes, April 8th. It was. Doesn't it feel like
But I thought it was 2 years ago.
2 years. Yes.
It didn't make my list because I didn't.
Well, I had
put it on there
I
now.
had Matthew Perry dying, and it wasn't this year. It was last year. It was 23.
You had Matthew Perry dying on your list of things that happened?
That was huge.
Okay.
Well, as a pop culture person, that took up a lot of space as
I'm
far
sorry
as
for your loss. I don't know.
Well, throw
I
in
was
Liam
looking
Payne
at big
instead.
deaths.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, Matthew Perry, Liam Payne. And Mary was
Big
like,
deaths.
Matthew Perry was not. It was
No,
23.
it's sad. Yeah.
It was very sad. I mean, culturally, like
That-
pop culture,
Okay.
that was huge.
You could have told me that happened in the year.
No, it wasn't.
the year of 2024, and I would have believed you.
Yeah.
Ooh. Okay, well then now I'm suddenly wondering if what I wrote down really did.
I don't think any of our things are going to be on topic
I will
today.
fact check as we go along.
We're just going to call this one potpourri.
This
'cause
is
I
what
don't
we
think, this
think happened
category
in
is gonna be
2024.
right. That's right.
Yeah, so if you don't remember it happening, maybe it didn't.
Perfect.
I said that my number one top story of 2024 was that they had the hearing to say that aliens were real.
Oh gosh.
Let's talk about it.
Can we talk about it? Because it kind of, no pun intended, flew under the radar. That was funny. But I mean, they just kind of
She didn't get
dropped
the reaction
it.
she wanted.
No, nobody laughed. So I was. We'll have to,
Maybe you didn't hear me. I'll say it
I'll
louder.
say it again.
Flew under the radar. Sorry, go
Get
ahead.
it? No, they dropped that like in November, and I heard it, and I even had to go back and double check that it really happened because no one talked about it. Nobody cared. Nobody talked. I think it's kind of important that they actually went in front of a government body, and it was like government people and people of power in the military saying out loud that yes,
Yeah,
it's
we're
true.
watching it. Yeah.
They're
We are
among
monitoring it. Yes.
us. When they've done for the past 100 years was just say,
Deny.
yeah,
The fact that there is an agency and part of the
Government
Pentagon,
agency. Yeah.
the Pentagon, that is in charge of following up on these leads of alien activity.
pretty much I want to restart the X-Files from start to finish because I think maybe
Where's Mulder? Agent Mulder. needs to
Mulder
come in.
told me a long time ago the truth is out there, and I just didn't quite
There
believe
are a
him.
couple good documentaries out there, and I know one of them is on Netflix, and I'm all for a good UFO documentary.
Yeah.
They kind of all blend together because they kind of seem to interview the same people, but there are a couple really good ones out there since that those hearings and stuff where they talk to like government officials or past government officials, and it's really interesting.
Well, do you think that they came forward and I want to know why they bothered to come forward and be on the record saying that they're these unidentified anomalous phenomenon, which is what they started saying.
Yeah.
Which
I
is
think
stupid.
because they're going to be more in contact with us, and they've been able to somehow keep it under wraps.
Yeah.
and
I
they're not
think-
going to be able to. So they're letting us have little bits at a time because we can't handle. You can't handle the truth. But
But you can't wrap your head around
so
it.
you
Really.
can't wrap your head around it. So they're going to let us little bits. Here's a hearing. Move away. Here are these drones. I'm just going to talk about all my stuff.
Yeah, go ahead.
Here are these drones over New Jersey. For the past week, we have said there are drones in the sky the size of an SUV that we don't know what they are, what they're doing, who they belong to, where they're from. Everybody cool with that? Like, and then when they go to like interact
funny
with
how
them,
it really doesn't make
they
the national
disappear.
news. I mean, unless you're somebody that just is on social media and you pick up these things, it's
Yeah.
not like it's a major news story.
No. And some politician that I don't know who he is, he says that they belong to a ship from Iran. Iran? I think he said Iran. Now I'm going to say my country wrong. Dang it. Might be Iraq. I'm sorry. I know.
One of the eyes.
One of those. That he is saying that these drones are coming from a ship off the coast and that they're, doing some sort of intelligence gathering or something. Hopefully that's all they're doing. And not, I don't
Spying
know.
of
It's
some
weird.
sort, yeah.
Now, I think the White House has already said, no, they're not. They're not from a ship I know. So I think that's weird. I think on Tuesday here in Indiana, we had
Oh yeah.
at like, I know what
was a
time,
4 a.m.
because my dog woke me up.
Dogs know.
They know.
really do.
I just thought she had to go to the bathroom. I didn't know there was anything, so I took her out to go to the bathroom. And then I got online. Everybody's talking about, like, did you guys hear that noise? Whatever. A huge meteor, and a lot of ring cameras caught it.
I saw that.
And
They normally don't make noise
no.
either.
And why are we acting like that's normal?
No, I don't think it.
Like everybody's acting like, oh
it
yeah,
looked like
they
an
always come
explosion
through.
in the sky.
Yeah. So that's weird. Let me think what else I got on here. Also, the area of New Jersey is very near to New York. I don't know if that has any bearing on what's happening. They might be taking over. I don't know. And I'm not willing to rule anything out at this point. For that reason, I'm a little bit glad that we live in Indiana because I feel like
nobody
we're
wants
a
to
little
come
further
here.
in.
Yeah.
It's going to take a little more work. The whole Starlink thing, I'm just going to say words that I don't know what they mean. The Starlinks in the
I've
sky.
heard of it. What is it? Explain it to me. I mean,
Starlings like the birds?
Not Starling, Starlink.
Starlink.
Did you hear that hard K?
I heard it.
Okay.
What is it?
I believe, I think it's a satellite.
That's what I thought. It was a satellite.
Or string of satellites that Elon has. And I believe, because like people see them in the sky and they think they're seeing UFOs, but those are the Starlink satellites that are up there.
And what are they doing?
I think they're going to transfer all the information. Maybe he's talking to the aliens. Maybe we're communicating to the aliens. I sound like a nutball, but I am believing every bit of this at this point.
Back in the day, like when I was little and my grandma always had the National Enquirer on her table, you would look at that stuff and think, this is crazy. There's no way. But I don't know how anybody with half a brain could not say never. I mean,
so why now, though?
everything
Why
is-
do you think it's so...
I think it's
I think
because
there's enough whistleblowers out there, and I think there's enough people that want to come forward and just
I think it's the technology.
technologies that people that the everyday person, not every day, but that there's more capability an Elon Musk or a Jeff Bezos that could find that kind of stuff.
Are we aliens? I don't even know what the definition of an alien is. Are we terrestrial beings? Is that what it's called? Extraterrestrial beings? Like, are we something other than what we thought we were?
That's changed over the years.
That's changed over the years, and now we are going
Could
to
be.
communicate through these frequencies. Like
I
to
think
my mom.
anything is possible.
Like, am I going to Starlink up to my mom and she's just moved on to a different planet? Now I'm going to talk to her. Like, is that going to happen?
Okay, here's a big issue with that. I'm with you on that. I'm with you with the aliens. But my problem is I don't care. And I think that's really scary. You're like,
I don't care like a fear.
Me
Sorry,
neither.
go ahead.
It does not scare me at all.
no, but it's like, unless an alien comes knocking on my door, you could tell me anything and I'd say, oh, okay, well, I'll wait for that.
That's just
Yes.
the world we live in
And
now.
that is what I agree. I don't know that it's an I don't care. I feel so powerless over
Yes.
everything that's
Okay.
happening.
That's a good way to
all
put
I can
it.
do is say, okay, it's not like I don't care. Like, I wouldn't want to know that my neighbor was being attacked by aliens, and as long as they don't come to my door, I'm okay. Like, I don't care in that sense. I don't care in the sense that, what would you like me to do?
Yeah, there's
Like,
nothing we can
I
do.
don't even know what I can do.
Well, and you say like aliens being something that the three of us can't really solve or do anything about. But I feel that way about things that I should feel like I can change. Like one of the top stories that I put down was just all the gun violence. I mean, as of last week, 2 days ago, when Luigi came on the scene and killed the United Healthcare CEO. Gun violence. I don't feel like I can do anything to change gun other than me not running around shooting people. I don't feel like there's anything I can do to make that better.
You really do feel powerless when it comes to that.
And I feel like I shouldn't. I mean, aliens, yeah. I mean, I can give that up. I'm like, what do I know about aliens? But gun violence, like, things that you feel like are up for the social good, that you feel like you should want to change. I just have kind of been like, well, I guess there's no hope for that to ever get resolved.
Yeah, you can get really angry about it.
Oh, well.
And have opinions about it and, raise your fist. Like, don't glamorize that. We could do a whole podcast on what just happened with that because it's just insanity.
It is.
We've become so, does it really faze us anymore?
I'm desensitized as hell.
That's the word. Desensitized, where it's awful. And
it makes me sad that I'm that way.
Well, and we when we were talking about what we were going to do on our podcast, we decided to combine the year in review with things
that happened.
that aren't that crazy now that I'm in it. You know,
Yeah.
like that any other time I would have thought was crazy.
Yeah.
I've got one. I want to go on to
Yeah.
the next.
Yes.
It's not even a good transition, so here I go. The trad wife.
The who?
Trad, T-R-A-D.
I thought it was trade. I'm so dumb.
You're not dumb.
I really did.
Okay, wait a
is
minute.
this the whole
Harrison Buckner.
being going back old, like 1950s wife?
Yes.
Yes, like
traditional.
Trad
like
isn't
traditional.
cook and clean and have kids, and that's your job.
Yes.
Okay, it's
I
Butker.
thought it.
No,
Harrison Butker. Are you talking about the kicker for the Chiefs?
Oh, it's
Yeah.
not Buckner.
No.
Yes, it is. Kim, look it up.
I will fact check. Just give me a couple seconds.
You guys, it's Butker. Okay, it is. I promise.
Oh, Sporty McSportington is saying she knows. And then, damn it, she's right.
I didn't want her to be right. Because I thought it was Buckner as well. It's Butker. That's all right. That's all right.
In this land of things,
I don't believe it.
In this land of things that don't usually happen, but now I'll accept.
And I thought it
Rachel
was. I don't know why I thought it was trade. What's trad? What does trad
Traditional.
mean? Oh gosh. Boy.
So wait a minute, is that
you can
a
tell I'm
thing?
52.
Yeah, it is a thing.
It's coming
And
back.
It's
Yeah. It's like there's a lot of women on Instagram and stuff. That's like a. Yeah.
They're trying to be trad wives. They want to be stay at home, which I'm not mad
Oh,
about.
I think that was
stayed
my
home
goal
for
in
a
life.
period. Yeah, good for you. You can work it out and make it nice. But I feel like they're also giving up some power, and there has to be a way to balance that. And I don't know. Maybe they have all the power, and
That's
I'm
what
way
I was
wrong.
thinking. I was thinking that I don't believe that they probably are giving up power, but this feminine hierarchy, woman, hear me roar, gets really pissed about it.
Yes.
Well, I
think they
don't
think we're
put
going-
yourself, don't dumb yourself down. And
What's the show? The wives, the ladies, then the red robes. Help me out. TV show.
the Handmaid's Tale.
Handmaid's Tale.
Yeah.
People liken
Kept
trad
women.
wives to Handmaid's Tale.
Well, I guess if you're wanting to be a traditional wife, that's not keeping you down. That's what you want to do, right?
Correct. Women can
So that's
decide
not
what they want.
right. So that's not bad. It's
But-
bad if
okay,
you're
but
told, "Hey,
I don't know that it's. I think it's a combination. I think
I
there is
agree.
a sect of the population.
I agree.
That the men are saying this is what we want from our women.
I think there are different religions, and I won't point any of them
Yeah.
out. I think it's obvious that's you kind of conform to that.
And the way that some of the laws and things are changing, it is leaning itself to that being something that others can control.
yes."
My girls have both said, I may not say it out loud, like giggling about it, but
Yeah.
what's the problem with that? Like, what's the problem with like being able to stay home and raise your kids? And like
Yeah.
Nothing if that's what you want to do.
That's what you want to do. Exactly.
I agree.
Like, don't put that as like, that
Right.
that you're not.
But
don't know.
I feel like
It really
there's
bothers
something
me.
else with this where there's a power imbalance.
Like a control issue.
Yeah.
Like I'm bringing in the money.
Yeah, I don't think we want men telling us that. Like the
Kerr.
Bucker. Bucker. I really like Buckner better,
Okay.
but the way that he in his speech and that it was just very.
When it comes from a man,
No,
it
it just-
sounds bad. If a woman stands up and says, "I'm fully capable of doing whatever I want to do,
Yeah.
and I'm choosing to do this because I want to," that's
Yeah.
a different story. So that's the thing
Or
that's
is it
happening.
the same story told by a different person? I don't know.
Well, now you're confusing me. I don't know.
know.
she's
I'm
making us
confused by
think.
it all.
She's really making us think.
Damn it, Tracy.
Thanks.
What is another top story from 2024, Kim, that you have?
Local to, I was just kind of, I think that I stayed mostly with like pop culture. I put the Olympics. I mean, that
Yep.
took up
Oh, yeah.
a ton of time.
the
And
pole vaulter. We talked about
the
him.
pole vaulter and the men's gymnastic and the women's gymnastic. I mean, that seems like it was a long time ago, and it
does,
really wasn't. Caitlin Clark. I mean,
Oh, I have- she's on my list.
I mean, she blew up, and she was named Times Athlete of the Year. I mean, that's pretty darn. Talk about women power. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
pretty darn amazing. And then how could we forget the election coverage?
Because
Was
we
there an
tried
election?
to. Oh my God, that's so weird.
What happened in it? I don't
but
even
I mean,
know.
that took up a lot of this year as well.
It took up more of this
A lot.
year than
Yeah.
it needed to.
Than anything, really.
Yeah. And there were a ton of different really compelling stories. I don't even know if they were true. I don't know what. That's my other thing.
I mean, an assassination
so
attempt.
cynical.
I mean, for crying out loud. I mean, there was some huge.
Was it?
newsworthy.
Sorry, it is newsworthy. And that's one thing that I thought was weird, is that that's a huge story from 2024. Somebody's trying to kill somebody that wants to be president. I remember when we were little and Ronald Reagan got shot when he was president, and that was on the news for 3 months, top story, front page, every day, forever. And then this year, Trump gets shot at one of his rallies. We hear about it for about a day and a half. I never heard another thing about the kid that did it. I never heard about his family. I mean, we all but knew the guy's social security number that shot Ronald Reagan. Like,
We're desensitized.
I didn't understand if I just wasn't
John Hinckley?
seeing. It was from prison. I didn't know if I wasn't seeing the coverage or it just wasn't.
No, I don't think it. Maybe I'm not a Fox News watcher. I'm not a Drudge Report onliner. I think that you probably could have gotten a lot more information from that side. But no, you're right. It wasn't.
I just felt like it was like a huge deal that I didn't hear much about. It was,
And I feel like that's a theme that I have felt this year. Huge things and then nothing.
school shootings.
yeah.
Have there been any? I haven't heard.
There
Seen
have
any
been
in
a
the
couple.
news.
There have been a couple, and you would turn
But
on
there
CNN,
probably are
and there
every
would
day.
be weeks-long coverage
Yeah.
on them.
And now it's just,
It's just it's our norm, which is
well, I don't
awful.
like it. And I feel powerless to do anything about
Yeah.
it. I guess that's my
I avoid
sad
the
part.
news really. So
Well-
that kind of news.
Yeah. The other top story that I had, and again, I don't think part of this was this past year, but the whole Diddy thing's this year.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
So like the whole,
that's ending out the year. That is putting
Yeah.
a big story on.
because I think like the whole Epstein thing wasn't this year, but they told, hey, we know everyone that's ever flown on his plane. And then they never told me who it was,
Yeah.
which I think
Isn't
is
that
weird.
crazy.
Just tell me.
It's crazy.
And then the whole Diddy thing, I don't know. I think 2025, if it goes to a trial, which I guess it will, that will take up all of 2025. I think that'll be.
The way TMZ explained it is that the celebrities are basically that attended these parties are basically working with prosecutors and making deals behind the scenes. Like their names are never going to be, I don't think we're going to find out near as much as people want to find out. I think
Well-
it's obvious who were at those parties. I mean, as far
Well, there were
as
pictures.
There are pictures. The latest thing with Diddy was with Jay-Z being involved.
Yeah.
And a woman coming forward and
And then they went out as a family the next day. Can you believe that?
Let's just ignore the fact that somebody accused you of raping them.
They stood as a family on the red carpet and took pictures.
It's no secret that he had to have been at multiple. They were besties for how long?
I don't know.
Yeah. What do you think about?
I think that everyone is horrible in the world. I don't know. I mean, that's how I feel because I feel like
there's a
that's
whole,
where we are.
It's a whole different, the celebrity world. I don't think we can wrap. It's just a different world.
I feel like celebrities
rules.
have gotten so powerful
Yeah.
with everything, including politics, business, everything, that the only way is to burn it all down and start over. So I feel like we're in the burn it all down phase.
I agree.
And everybody who was anybody's going to be out. And then now we start back over.
Everybody was at his parties.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah. And so that's what I think is going to happen.
And then it's like, okay, Jamie Foxx just did his little Netflix special recently talking about like what his health issues were. And he talked about, and this is kind of the reoccurring theme. Oh, I left early. I never stayed past 9 because, I didn't want to get involved in anything. I don't believe that. I don't believe any of that.
Do you not, though?
No, I don't.
I think there are some people that probably innocently went and then thought, oh, this is taking a turn
I'm
and
uncomfortable.
left.
People
And
are
I'm
too
not saying that
drunk or
Jamie
too
Foxx did
drugs,
anything
whatever.
wrong, but there's a fair amount of people
That
knew and went and then just played the card. I didn't stay.
Right.
You're going to see a picture of me, but I didn't stay. He had too many people in his circle to not. I don't know.
No, that's hard to believe. Another one of the big stories that I put down for 2024 was just in general, Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce.
Yeah, or just
Taylor Swift.
Yeah,
the Eras tour. And then I had to look because we didn't go to the Eras tour this past year. We went in 2023. So that mind.
Was that still Eras?
Yeah, it was like
yeah,
the
'cause
first.
she's been going like over 2 years.
So you didn't. Okay.
So we went in June of 2023.
Okay.
I had to look it up because I thought,
Oh,
wait a
I would
minute,
have thought you would have went this year. Yeah.
Yeah. No, didn't.
We did not. We did not. Unless you were a lucky one that got a ticket
Yeah.
at price. So,
Yeah. I just felt
Crazy.
like they were everywhere in the news.
everywhere.
As they
everywhere.
should have been. I don't even care. I love them. I think they're good people. I think they're
positivity.
working hard.
Yeah.
I think people went with their 3-year-olds and their grandmas, and
Yep.
everybody had fun. And they wore sparkly clothes, and I'm for that. So
I know you.
And Travis Kelce, I don't care if people don't like him. Don't care. I do. I think he's cute. I think she's pretty. If they choose to
It's
have
fun.
children, she wants to be a trad wife. It'll be
It's
fun.
fun. It's fun Hollywood gossip. It's nothing bad about it.
That's
it's
right.
just
Not yet, at least.
Not yet. Until she writes her next album about
That's
it.
right. And then good for her too.
Tracy, do you have any other top stories of 2024 that you feel like we need to go over?
I joined the Y, but I don't really. That may not make it to the
That
top.
might not be. Was national news.
It's kind of a
but-
big deal. I don't know. Just throwing it out.
I
there.
did see it on the front page that you went to water aerobics.
I did.
think.
And I keep getting on my feed about going into a sauna for like 20 minutes 4 times a day lowers your chance of getting dementia by like 50%.
Saunas are a really big thing right now.
They're
You
huge.
can buy the pop-up ones that
Yes.
like almost look like a tent. I get them on ads on Instagram
Me too.
all the time. It makes sense at what a sauna is supposed to do, but
It
it's
brings
for
your body
muscle
heat up
recovery
and all
it
this. So, yeah, so I'm
detoxifies it.
big into the sauna right now.
I just don't like
Red
being
light
hot.
and red light saunas
Well, it's
are
not fun,
huge.
but deal with it.
Don't like.
You can
being
buy a
hot.
kit and have them made. They're like $2,000. The red light saunas are. I
What
don't
does
know.
the red light do?
The red light is like an infrared light that's supposed to help like with
I
any
don't
type
think
of
you
like
feel hot like you do a
it's
steam
like
sauna.
it's supposed to help with inflammation, with aches, with who knows, and who knows how much that stuff works.
Aliens come in and they do some magic behind the red lights, and then you feel better.
I followed Dancing with the Stars on Instagram, and I think they all use them as part of their recovery.
Wait a minute. I follow Dancing with the Stars, and I don't remember seeing any sauna propaganda.
Like
You're
I
missing
follow their
out.
personal accounts.
Oh.
Like you know what I mean? Like and they do.
The
There's a lot of
individual
cold
celebs.
plunging and sauna.
Yes.
It helps with recovery with all that. But do I really work out that hard? Do I need that recovery?
I need recovery from walking up the steps to
Yeah,
get
I
in the
was gonna
day.
say I do clean houses every day. Yeah, it
Yeah.
would. I probably would benefit from it. And I belong to the Y, and I should go partake
do?
in a sauna.
How did I not know that?
I get a lot of heat anxiety. I get like really kind
It's
of.
called anxiety.
That's right. We've talked about this before. When I get super hot, I feel like I can't breathe, and I kind of freak
Is this
myself out a little
sauna
bit.
related, or are you talking about just working
I'm afraid,
out?
I'm afraid a sauna would do that to
Okay,
me.
but maybe you could try to work on it and then work
know.
on your anxiety at the same time.
I know, like hot yoga,
Like breathing through
that
it,
I've
you
never
know?
done, but
Yeah.
just I don't know why I get really anxious when I
Because it's
feel like I'm
gross.
overheated.
It's gross. But you love it.
Well, it does.
No, I don't love it.
But
I don't
you-
like it either.
Okay, I have a
But I
personal
feel like I
question.
have to try it.
I would try it.
What do you wear?
Okay.
They have sauna hats.
I have to say,
They do have.
so my sister and I were in it the other day, and we wear our bathing suits because we'll go do water.
Mm-hmm.
So we wear our bathing suits in there, and like a towel over my bathing suit. Like I'm dressed enough to get on a city bus. Is how I'm dressed.
Please don't tell me there's like old naked ladies in there.
Yes, ma'am.
Fully nude.
Shh. She walked in fully nude.
Jesus. Nobody needs to
She
see
didn't
that.
even bring a towel to sit on. Her
Okay, what can I get the age reference? She had to have been old.
70.
Okay. Yeah.
But I'm 55. That ain't that damn old.
No, it's not old, but I doesn't surprise me.
Her
Naked?
bare bottom was sitting on the
my
actual
sister and
sauna.
I
the
are
heat
trying to
kills the
talk
germs.
like we don't see a naked person. Like I could reach over and tickle her knee. Tickle her knee.
Please tell me you didn't do that.
Oh, I can't.
I'm just saying, like, what the heck is
my
going
God.
on? Why is that a thing? And I'm pretty sure she's not supposed to be naked in there.
No, or sitting with her bare butt.
Well, all I'm
she
sick.
left, and someone else came in a few minutes later.
Oh.
I didn't say it wasn't my place to say.
I would hope the heat would kill it. Any
See,
germ.
someone's butt cheeks were there.
my God.
No,
my
so,
God.
Well, I know that Rob, back in his day when he would work out at the Y, I don't believe he was even really talking about the sauna. I don't think he went in the sauna, but just
the locker room.
Just the locker room in general, the male locker room was just a lawless universe where all old people over the age of 60 just wandered around
So
naked.
it's the female. Now, I go in the little rooms. I'm not changing
Yeah,
out.
I
That's what they're for.
Okay, you know my sister Angie. She's a delight. She bought each of us, now that we're both going a lot, these ponchos that you can change under. It's
Wow,
it's like a surfer's terry cloth poncho that you can change your clothes under in case one of the rooms isn't open.
So you just have some
She bought one for
decency.
herself, and then that wasn't good enough, and she had to buy me one. So if you see two middle-aged plus women walking around in hooded ponchos that are made of terry cloth, mind your business.
I'd rather see that than see anyone naked. Joe,
Anyone in the universe.
Joe had like he's told me a story like a few weeks ago. There was an old man blow drying his ball sack. He was like, I don't even understand it.
just right out there in front of everybody.
Just like, I hope he had it in a cool setting, but like, you know, like,
oh, I know.
I don't even, like, God.
I'm so glad that came up in our year-end.
Yes. I'm sorry, is Rob's going to listen
I
to
was
this
gonna say, like,
at some
world's
point.
most dangerous place to be, the YMCA locker room, apparently. Tracy, what other top personal stories do you have?
Oh, personal? My kids are all doing okay.
That's good.
That's good.
Yes.
Zach graduated from Indiana University.
That's wonderful.
That's wonderful.
Yep.
I switched offices, and I was not happy in the office that I was in prior. And now I am doing well in the office that I am in.
And that's, we should let the listeners know, that's definitely because you're the only person in the office is why you're enjoying it so much. You're getting along with all your coworkers.
Because that's me. Oh, well, and I am trying to make TikTok money since everyone else in the free world is.
Let's go.
So I've got a whole
What can we do
plan
to
of
help
action.
you? Please let everyone know what they can do to help you with.
You can follow me on TikTok.
think I
Mama for Rent is my name because I've got a whole business model that I'm working on. So
Mama for Rent.
Mama for Rent.
Okay.
And yeah, that's what I
Just
got.
follow, like things,
Yeah,
interact
follow,
with
like,
you.
share, all of it. Yeah, interact. And the other thing on my list is that my siblings and I are meeting for dinner once a month. We've tried it a few
Oh,
times.
that's
Sometimes we
nice.
forget, but we've done it a couple of times, and that's fun. So
I like that. And do you get to like rotate around on who gets to pick where you go?
we have a group message that we talk in every day. So we're like, okay, what are we doing? So it's
You talk every day.
yeah. Well, I don't know that we're like. It's mainly memes and
Right.
That's
The important
I have a
stuff.
family chat with my family.
and,
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
The important stuff.
Yeah. So
Well, I like that.
that's what I got.
Kim, did you have any top personal things from the year 2024?
Well, let's see here.
Now that we figured out what we actually did in 2024.
I went to 7 concerts.
Oh my gosh.
For it, I felt like some of them were from 2 years ago.
Yes.
Let's see. Got a new puppy.
Oh.
He's 1 now.
And he passed puppy school, right?
He passed puppy school. I don't think with flying colors, but
Wow.
he is a better. He is.
He skated. He skated by.
Yeah, he's doing better. No,
He got his degree.
He's absolutely adorable and brings so much joy to our family.
Aw.
I got really into the Pacers this past season.
Let's go.
I mean, they're already on a new season, but went to a few playoff games. We had the All-Star
Yep.
game, partook in some of the festivities, which surprisingly was very fun. Yeah, I mean, nothing when we were talking about, I feel like I have a boring life. I mean, I love music, so I got my fill of concerts. I love the beach, went to the beach a couple of times, and, just...
I love that you've become an NBA fan because we have had.
I really have.
We have had NBA League Pass at our home. Well, Rob and I have been married 27 years. 27 years
We're on our
whenever we
third
could.
year. We're on our
whenever
third
we
year.
could have it, we have it. But for us this year, one of my top stories, one of the most delightful things that I've done this year is Lillian and I, my daughter, we have an NHL fantasy team together. What do we know about the NHL?
You're learning.
Not a lot.
It's perfect.
We know who we think is cute and who has a wonderful story that we're cheering
Yes,
for.
that's why the NBA is like that too.
And I don't want to rub it in, but our team, out of the 6 teams in our league, we do have the best records. So
think
she and I, it's something we do together. We
Yes,
check
that's
on
what
our
me and
team.
Mary, yes.
Check on our people. That has been a delightful thing. The only other big 2024 thing personally for us is that we had our master bath remodeled. And I don't know if you know this, but it took from August until November. You know, great things take time. And all I'll say is that I learned that getting a fancy toilet that has a bidet built in should be something that everyone aspires to. If you don't have it, you should. It's life-changing. It's wonderful. It makes me happy every day.
Keeps you feeling fresh.
That is an overshare, but I'm glad it's working out for you.
No, really, it's please.
Yes.
We should be sponsored by
Bidet. Bidets are us.
Bidet. I was going to say the name of the toilet, but I don't remember what I bought. But it's delightful.
Kohler? What? There's only like 3 toilets, aren't there?
Don't quiz me. I don't know.
All right, never mind.
Kim, did you have any other top stories personally?
Personally, no. I think we covered. I mean, I would have talked about Diddy.
It's personal to me.
I mean, not personal, but you know, like
I was at the
I mean,
party.
like things that like piqued my interest.
Yes.
Or
Did you guys? I had one book that I read that was one of the best books that I've ever read, and I read it in the year 2024. So I was excited to put it down as a book to read.
What was it?
what?
Well, that's just it. I try to make it seem like it's like some earth-shattering thing. I believe this book came out 12 years ago, so it's like I'm the last to it,
Okay.
but it's new to me.
Yeah, and I think those are the best kind. What was the name of it?
It's called Demon Copperhead.
Your books always have
Demon Copperhead, and it's by Barbara Kingsolver, and it's kind of supposed to be like David Copperfield, the book David Copperfield, not the magician, the book David Copperfield. But it's about kind of a poor kid growing up in Appalachia.
I guess I've never heard of the book David Copperfield,
Yeah, it's a book.
and it's not the magician.
No.
That's very
No.
interesting. But
No.
just go on. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was hoping that Tracy would come along with me, like, what is she talking about? But she knew.
She's an English teacher. She's just going to sit back and laugh at you.
I'm sorry. It's just the way you said it.
It was very perplexed.
Okay. Well, you can Google that.
Okay. Okay.
But Demon Copperhead is kind of supposed to be kind of like it, but it's by Barbara Kingsolver, and it was.
Okay.
I was kind of proud of myself because I finished it because it was a really long book. It was over 500 and some pages, maybe almost 600. But it was such a compelling story that I was happy to finish it. Have you read it, Tracy?
I have not. I've never heard of it. And I wrote down a book just because
Well,
you
tell me.
had it on your
Okay.
list of things. So I was like, okay, what was one of the books I read this year? The Chaperone by Laura Moriarty.
I've heard of the author.
Okay. And it was good. It had to do with a chaperone, someone who had to chaperone a young woman going into the city. Like, so back, I don't even know the time period. I don't know those kind of things. So trains, it was interesting. Just going to leave it at that.
Okay. Well, it doesn't sound nearly as good as Demon Copperhead.
I didn't do a good description.
Yeah,
Just read the book.
I need to read more. I did read a couple Mitch Albom books because I was kind of behind.
him.
And I love him. And those are very light. You can finish it in a day.
Yeah, they're little.
and they give you a little bit of spirituality. And so I kind of Googled. I saw him on something, and I was like, "Gosh, I haven't read one of his books for a long time." I think he had written like 4 since the last time I'd read. So,
Right.
and they all kind of are the same. They're
Right.
the same type of theme, but I don't know. They just kind of, it's a really good book to read at night.
To pick me up.
Yeah, before you go to, and it just kind of puts you in the right mindset. So,
Okay.
but I do need to read more, watch less streaming, and probably read more.
Today I ordered, it doesn't come out until December 24th, but the Let Them Theory book.
Yeah.
Mel Robbins,
I've
her
become a
book.
very big Mel Robbins
Yeah,
fan.
I like her, and I figure,
What's it
if she
called?
turns out to be hokey down
It's
the
called
road,
Let Them.
I will take it for what it's worth
I
right
don't
now.
think, I
Oh,
think
it's a
she's
book.
genuine.
I think she is too.
Oprah's going to have a new podcast
the-
and she's going to be a
The
guest.
theory is, I've seen a few clips of it. The theory of let them is just, people are going to do things. Let them. Basically, you can only control what you can control.
The aliens are
So-
going to come to my door. Let them.
And I am an alien, so let me in. Okay, that's all. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm really
No,
not. I don't know. Maybe.
Wait a minute. Oprah's coming out with a podcast.
Yeah. And I'm a podcast junkie. No, I wouldn't. I mean, I think I probably would have listened to it 20 years ago.
Well, because is she Diddy related or Epstein
Well,
or where is she?
She just
Where
gets
do
on
we
my
know
nerves
this?
these
I
days.
think I'm more of she keeps saying that people are wonderful, introducing me to people from back when she had her show, and they're freaking idiots and real in real life, but she made them. She said that they were wonderful.
Masterclass when she
And
has
we
them her
believed her.
masterclass. I
Yeah.
know.
I mean,
there's a lot
Dr.
of
Phil,
hokiness
are you
around her.
kidding me? Yeah, I don't trust
Dr.
her.
Oz.
Don't even get me started on Dr. Oz.
There are a lot of people that she
introduced.
and maybe they did it to themselves because maybe when she introduced them, they were fresh newbies and
maybe she
maybe a little
believed
more
it.
innocence.
Yeah.
But you're right, Rachel. Yeah, you are right. But I think it's still a big deal in the world of trying to get noticed or heard, like Mel Robbins.
Yes.
To be asked to be on her, that's going to catapult her into a different category.
And when
of,
Oprah calls us,
yeah, I'm not going to say no.
I mean, I'll say yes, but I'll have to talk to her about
Boundaries.
all the things that my list of grievances.
Any movies that we saw this year that just, I mean, there were a couple good. Well, Barbie was this year, correct?
Oh my God,
that
was
was
it?
big.
Maddie said that.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Oppenheimer.
Barbenheimer or
Are you
whatever.
sure that wasn't 2 summers ago?
I'm not sure of anything.
Oh my God.
I got to fact check that. 'cause I'm gonna
Wicked.
feel really
I know
stupid.
Wicked was
Wicked.
this year. I didn't see it, but my kids love it.
Oh, it was excellent.
Yeah, I saw it. I enjoyed it very much. I knew nothing about it, so I'm into the lore, and then I also was told, hey, that's not even like
God,
the
I'm-
good part. That's
it
comes
was
out
It was 2023.
next time.
I'm sorry.
I'm embarrassed.
I'm embarrassed too, but it did feel like it was this year.
I'm
So
not really embarrassed.
Well, it makes me feel better that I'm not the only person that.
I really did think it was the beginning of the year, but
Yeah, movies. The only other one I saw, I talked about before, was that Jesse Eisenberg, Kieran Culkin one.
yeah.
Why am I blanking on the name of it?
I know it's got a weird. It's got
Cousins?
Something European or
something about it being
something
a pain.
pain. Yes, The Cousins, delightful. And I also watched. We went to the movies and saw Saturday Night.
Oh, was that good?
I enjoyed it very much. If
I
you
think
like
Joe would
Saturday
like
Night
it.
Live,
I think Joe would like it.
you
I don't
would
know if I
like-
would get a lot of. I mean, I don't know.
it's just kind of like I like the idea of a real time movie. It's like the 90 minutes before they go live for the first time.
Oh, okay.
So
What
you just
about-
kind of walk into it and it's kind of chaotic.
I'm not a fan, but I believe that he's genuinely talented. Will you see the Complete Unknown with Timothy Chalamet about the Bob Dylan? I think I want to see it.
I know I'm not going to go see it only because I don't care about Bob Dylan. Never been a Bob Dylan fan.
Maybe you'll learn something about him.
And he's
Why do you
still
have to hate on
alive.
Bob Dylan?
I'm not trying to
hate
hate
on him. I just
like
don't
to see. I
like him.
love when people like what's his name with the Queen.
Yes, Freddie Mercury.
Mercury.
Yes.
I love seeing actors or actresses transform themselves into. I like to see how they do it.
And I like
And
that too.
I like Timothy Chalamet, so I think
I
it would
like
be an
him too.
interesting movie.
I just don't like Bob Dylan.
I like him. And maybe it's because I'm a million years old, but I don't understand how he's a sex symbol or like
He's not.
super handsome, like whatever. I'm like,
He's pretty. He's
Okay.
pretty.
Okay.
But I don't know. I
Are
would.
you talking about Bob Dylan or Timothy Chalamet?
Timothy Chalamet. There's nothing pretty about Bob Dylan.
you really thought I was
And I don't
talking
think
about
Bob Dylan has ever been referenced as a sex symbol.
the hell.
She's just talking about Timothy Chalamet. He is, you know what? We were talking about it last night, Joe and I. His only downfall is that he dates a Jenner. He dates Kylie Jenner, and
Still?
he's dated her like over a year. That's a red flag to me. But I don't look at him as a sex symbol. He's cute, though. He's a
Well,
good
I
actor.
don't either, but I believe the
Oh, he
powers
very
that be
much, very
do.
much. I think,
And
that
I don't see that.
I don't either. But
Which also makes it really weird that they would choose him to play Bob Dylan.
the clips that I watched, it's really.
Did they make him ugly?
I mean, it's,
You don't have to be rude. I feel like
He's
you're just
not
being rude.
listening to our podcast.
I will not
Bob,
see
if you're
that movie.
Bob, I'm so sorry.
I don't like Bob Dylan. I will not see it. Well, maybe.
I don't like him.
I wasn't a real big, huge fan of Elvis, and I loved that movie. I liked Young. I'm just saying, like,
We better cut
I didn't
it off
grow,
right
I'm
now.
sorry. Tracy just gave me a really dirty look.
Wow.
I don't know why you had to go there.
I don't not like him. I just didn't listen to his music.
Okay, again, I don't understand the words that are coming out of your mouth.
Wow. We're going to have to agree to disagree on this one. And maybe that's going to be one of the top stories of 2024 is that Kim and Tracy disagree about Elvis, about music. I'm sure we missed something that happened in 2024 that
I
was
feel like we
super
covered it all.
important. So if we did, and you have some of your favorite things that happened this year, or if you just want to fact check to see if it really happened this year or not, let us know,
Yep.
and we'll be sure to get on it for you. So, thank you so much for joining us today, and we'll see you again soon.